in Pattaya looking for rentals. This one I'm about to show you is a single level, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for 12,000 baht, Australian dollars, US dollars, Great British Pound, Eskimo dollars. You can tell this is a really cared for street with people that have lived here a long time. All the gardens are immaculate. Diagonal parking, but enough room for probably 2 bikes and a car. It looks like a gated community, but it's not. It's just off Bankanchuna Street, pretty well in line with Copacabana on Jomtien, and I'd say 2 kilometers inland. Close enough to walk, and certainly close enough for a quick little motor scoot down to the beach. What's happening, ladies?
Waiting for the key.
Oh, the key?
Yeah.
I can just jump the fence, that's okay. One of the key things that we have to remember is to find out when you're paying your utilities, particularly the electricity, are we paying just the government rate or are we paying some inflated, ridiculous rate? Like so many condos and villages out there, because it makes a huge difference. It can be the difference between 1,000 baht a month and 5,000 baht a month in electricity. Lele, there's even room for parking for your car. All right, the key has arrived. Why a ground floor dwelling? Why not a condo high up in the sky? Well, I'm forgetful. I forget my wallet, I forget my phone all the time. I can't imagine having to go back up in the lift to get my keys and then go, no, there's a few reasons. Okay. This would be the editing suite for me and the knitting suite for Lele. She does love to knit. Main bedroom with ensuite. Very simple, plain. That's not so great, looking out directly at the neighbours. So, what do you think, guys? This is the living space. Oh, this is a neighbour, but in his room, he's got no kitchen. Well spotted. There's no cooking items here. There's no cooking facilities. No cooking. Electric. So fairly utilitarian, probably good value for money. You're paying for the proximity to Jomtien Beach. It's basically in line with Soi 11. This is a case of location. Those windows are so tinted. You can see out of them clearly, but there's no scene in at all. Amazing tint. One of the things I like about ground floor living is the scope for bringing in plants. Now there's no garden here at the moment, but we could absolutely chock this place out with pot plants. Checking for water damage as well, that's a common thing here. Also, the temperature inside on a hot day. There hasn't been any airflow in for a few days, so it's nice to open it up, walk in, and see what the insulation is like. Some houses just let all the heat in and then they retain the heat all through the night. Now, we're trying to avoid being in that situation because we're just gonna have to spend more money on electricity. I think we need to see a few more though, so I can get a bit of a gauge of value for money. Thank you so much for showing us. Okay, house number 2 today. And this is equally a beautiful little pocket. Oh yeah, aircon's on? Oh my gosh. Big aircon unit. And high ceilings too. So this one's going for 15,000 baht a month, or USD, AUD, Great British Pound. Don't think this one is for us. Oh, wow, vacant lot right next door. At least you're not gonna have any problems with the neighbors here. Vacant block next door. You can walk right the way around the house. Oh, I kinda like this. 2 aircons. So you could fit 2 cars. Not that I'll ever have 2 cars, but nice rolling action on the gate. This one really is quite charming. Again, on a quiet, dead-end street, no passing traffic, can't hear a car to save my life. And I'd say we're pretty well in line with Jomtien Soi 5 maybe. So that lady is in fact the owner. She's open to replacing some things to try and make it a little bit fresher. Nothing we can do about the egg tiles, but as for those curtains from the 1920s, they would have to go if you lived here. And these? Disgusting. Real old world charm. 1940s, you know, rural Australia farmhouse feel. I don't think for the extra 3,000 baht a month justify this place. I don't think it has enough going for it. If you wanted to propagate a large garden, this has got the space for it. And we found this with rental properties in Pattaya. A lot of them are furnished. Back in Australia, I couldn't even imagine moving into somewhere furnished. You don't find that very often. But here, for foreigners moving in, it actually makes things a lot easier, especially if we're leaving a lot of her furniture at our old place to rent out. But I can do orange and green. If I have to at a pinch, we can do orange and green, can't we guys? I feel like Lele's leaning towards this one. What I was saying about the furnishing is this comes pre-furnished, which actually would save someone like me a boatload of money. In this price bracket, for this quality, there's not a lot. As soon as they come up,
they're gone quickly. You have this, you have neighbor one side, that side's empty piece of land,
yeah,
and then this means can be loud from.
You're never gonna get a neighbor complaint.
Yeah.
So I have to pull an extra 3,000 baht a month. Buy me a coffee. Joking. This place is a lot older, but a lot bigger. Older, but bigger, more expensive, further away from the beach. That's more cons than pros. Bills, what was the previous owner paying?
Bill,
Yeah.
water and electric. She said it's not over than 2,000 baht.
That's pretty good. That's really good. The neighbors have dogs, but these guys look quiet and friendly. Look, no barking. Tick, tick. Oh, look, this one's for sale. Let's just go for a drive around the area so I can get my bearings, because I'm a little bit disorientated. I want to know how far it is to the beach. I'm sure some people are going to think I'm absolutely crazy for looking at these little houses instead of the big fancy condos, you know, with water views. I'm going to make a little checklist and we're going to compare pros and cons. Living in a condo versus living in a house. Now, I don't know what street we're on, but this is a funky little one. Oh man, I'm so confused. So we're about to come out on Sukhumvit, but where on Sukhumvit? Oh, Pattaya Thai. Okay. This location here really lends itself to accessing Pattaya more than Jomtien. And back at home at Lele's house, the renovations are coming along well and they're a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm super excited because it means that we can get out of here faster. In fact, we'll be able to leave here prior to Songkran, which means we're going to be able to rent this place out for the period of Songkran. It's a 3-bedroom pool villa, about 15 minutes directly inland from Jomtien Beach, completely secure with these huge high fences, like a compound with a kitchen indoors and an outdoor kitchen, lock-up parking for 1 car, and a security man on the front gate. So just for the period of Songkran, I'm going to try and skip Airbnb, skip all the paperwork, and just rent it out to someone I know or someone off YouTube for that whole period of Songkran. Now, Songkran in Bangkok and other places usually only goes for 3 days, but in Pattaya, it goes for the full 9. Lele, my girlfriend, hasn't settled on a price just yet, but it's definitely going to be on the lower spectrum of pool villas around the area because of the impromptu nature. Super excited for Songkran, which is Thailand's New Year's festival. It's a water festival, if you don't know. Everyone throws water on each other and sprays themselves with super soakers in Pattaya for 9 days in a row. Lele and I have already bought our $2 phone waterproof container lanyard thingy. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be in Thailand for this period during the middle of April. And hey, if you're looking for somewhere to stay and the water on the streets is not enough, you need to stay at a pool villa, drop me an email.
We're magnetic, wanna stay here, closer than close. Up in the clouds, I can see the whole world now. Breathtaking wild, can't believe my eyes. Up in the sky, I can see the whole world tonight. 'Cause you make me feel like I wanna get lost in your paradise. You make me believe.
This is about to get really noisy.